1 2 1 2 1 2.
Kind of dressed a little bit in character, and so she's 1 2 1 2 1 2.
I'm inside of Daisy, that's what's up.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Glover.
And I'm Cindy Sexton. We begin with breaking news. A house in Saudi Daisy caught fire tonight.
Here's a live look at the area where the house is there. Dallas Bay firefighters responded to the 9900 block of Hamby Road just before 10 o'clock tonight. There's the house. No injuries were reported. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
And a scam we want to warn you about tonight. A Walker County woman says she received a call from someone who claimed she was in trouble with the law.
But before she passed along any personal information, she contacted the police. She doesn't want others to fall for it. Here's Channel 3's Kate Smith with the warning.
Police say they will never contact you over the phone if you have a warrant out, and they certainly won't ask you for money. They say the best thing to do is hang up.
They're coming up with new scams all the time, and they sound very convincing.
Cindy Pittman says when she picked up the phone, she never thought the person on the other line would be trying to scam her.
He said, I work for Advanced Locators. We work for a group of attorneys where we locate people for them, and then they serve them with their warrants and take them to court and everything.
Frightened, she asked a few different questions. The caller gave Pittman very specific instructions before hanging up.
Write this phone number down, call it, give them this reference number, and if I don't do it within an hour, they will show up at my door with a warrant for my arrest. I will be in court, be sued, and everything.
She knew she didn't do anything wrong, but she was still worried.
What have I done? I haven't done anything. All I do is work, go to church.
But instead of calling the second number, she called the police.
I was afraid that I would be somebody show up at my doorstep and haul me to jail and nobody know where I was and all this. And I thought, well, I guess I better go to the source and find out if they do have a warrant for my arrest. Of course, then the lady picked up on it immediately, told me it was a scam.
Pittman is hoping her story will keep others from falling for this scam.
Hello?
So bottom line is, if you don't know them, don't entertain a conversation with them.
If you've received one of these calls, police ask that you do not give out any personal information and you don't wire any money. If you believe you are a victim of such a scam, contact your local law enforcement. In the studio, Kate Smith, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
New tonight, a suspect has been convicted of the murder in the death of Tyler Worth. Bradley County District Attorney Steve Crump says a jury convicted Jody Hughes of first-degree murder, kidnapping, conspiracy, and tampering. Worth was killed back in October of 2015 when a group of friends kidnapped him and took him to Hughes Lake Road, where he was shot in the back 3 times by Jody Hughes. Hughes is one of 5 suspects involved in the murder of Tyler Worth.
A man who was pulled from a house fire over the weekend has died at a burn unit in Nashville. Chattanooga firefighters say 60-year-old Archie Powell was in the home on East 38th Street at the time of the fire. They were able to pull him out and he was flown to Vanderbilt Medical Center, but he died later from his injuries. Firefighters say this is the 2nd fire-related fatality in Chattanooga this year.
A Georgia mother faces a long list of charges tonight after she caused a crash with her 2 kids in the car, killing one of them. 33-year-old Courtney Hines reportedly ran off the road last night on U.S. Highway 27 at Taylor's Ridge in Somerville, near the scenic overlook. Investigators say she overcorrected her car, crossed the center line, and hit a van head-on. 2 children were ejected from the back seat. The 11-year-old was identified as Kendrick Hines, died at the scene. Officials say his 7-year-old brother was airlifted to Erlanger Children's Hospital, and another 8-year-old riding in the van was airlifted to a hospital in Atlanta. Both are said to be in critical condition.
I'm always very careful and I slow down, because when you're coming around that curve, you never know what will happen. It's a tragedy. It's terrible.
Courtney Hines faces several other charges, including reckless driving and no seat belts. 2 cases of that. More charges could be added.
Red Bank Police Chief Tim Crystal has been fired. He had been chief since 2010. No word on why he was fired. Right now, we're just being told it's a personnel issue. John Wright will take over as interim chief. The Red Bank city manager says the search for a new chief will take 3 to 6 months. Chattanooga police arrested a man who they say stole copper out of air conditioning units in the Forgotten Child Fund building. They say this man, 38-year-old Morris Fitton, cut the units out of the building and was able to get out through a hole in the fence. Police found Fitton behind the building. They say he matched the suspect description. They also found copper pipes at Fitton's home and pipe cutters in his pocket. He's charged with theft of property. Clay Engel, the PIO for the Forgotten Child Fund, says about $40,000 worth of damage was done to the building. He says volunteers and community members are upset that something like this would happen.
Some of our members have taken a hit emotionally over this. They just don't understand why somebody would do this kind of damage for that little bit of money for something that helps the community like we do.
Court records show Morris was already facing charges of criminal trespassing. He's scheduled to appear in court for those charges May 15th and 17th.
In Crime Stoppers this week, a case involving deception, a false identity, and big money. It's quite a sophisticated con. Police say this man used identification documents from Kentucky to open a banking account at Regions Bank on Highway 58. He then deposited more than $10,000 in checks and started making withdrawals at ATMs around the city. The checks turned out to be counterfeit, but business appears to be good for the man, a black male around 6 feet tall, the medium build. He's seen driving a Mercedes SUV in one picture and this gold Toyota SUV in another.
We're hoping that someone will recognize the suspect or the suspect vehicle. His clothing, he's wearing polo clothes, so those may stand out to you. So we're hoping that someone will recognize either him or the vehicle and give a call to Crime Stoppers.
That was Sergeant Victor Miller of the Chattanooga Police Department. If anything in these pictures rings a bell, any bit of information you provide could get you up to $1,000 reward. Call Crime Stoppers 698-3333. If you get voicemail, leave a way for Sergeant Miller to get back with you for questions, but he will never ask who you are.
We want to check in with Paul Barris now. 2 pretty warm days in a row.
We'd like
change is coming.
2 more after that if we could.
Yeah, why not?
Paul, how about it?
Another one coming up just for you. All right, let's take a look at the bus stop forecast. In the morning, we'll have pretty much clear skies. Into the afternoon, could see a few scattered clouds popping up. Temperatures are going to be very warm, 63 at 7 and about 84 at 3 o'clock into the afternoon. Looking at Vipercast right now, what we're looking at are just a few clouds into the morning and then coming up at around afternoon. About 5 o'clock, we don't see really that many clouds, just partly cloudy skies again for tomorrow. And then we get into Friday morning, a few isolated showers may pop up, but generally what we're looking at are showers out to the west of us at noon, and by afternoon, showers and thunderstorms will start building up all across the area. Some of them could be pretty strong at times, lots of thunder and lightning. And then into Saturday morning, these showers will start to taper off, and then they'll be out of here by Saturday afternoon. Right now, we're thinking about, I think about on average about 3/4 of an inch of rain. North of the city, maybe a little bit more. South of the city, still Vipercast is painting up to 1 3/4 inches. So if you get under a thunderstorm, you could see over 1 inch of rain. I've got the complete 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Paul, thank you. After the break on Eyewitness News at 11, shockwaves in Washington still after the sudden firing of FBI Director James Comey.
Plus, the 2024 Olympics may be a few years away, but two big cities are already competing to play host.
Washington is still in an uproar tonight over President Trump's abrupt firing of FBI Director James Comey.
Dozens of demonstrators rallied outside the White House a day after Comey's firing. The White House fiercely defends President Trump's decision, saying the commander-in-chief had been considering the move since his first day in office. Democrats say it's a ploy to slow the investigation into alleged Russian election ties, but Trump says he is simply Comey simply wasn't doing a good job.
Very simply, he was not doing a good job.
It certainly appears that the president is trying to frustrate this investigation, trying to upend it.
Just today, the now ousted director has been invited to testify before the Senate Intelligence Committee next week. Los Angeles has rolled out the red carpet for members of the International Olympic Committee. They did that today in a quest to land the 2024 Summer Olympics.
Los Angeles and Paris are vying for the chance to host the Olympics. A team of International Olympic Committee experts will spend 3 days in LA and Paris over the next week evaluating the two bids. The Evaluation Commission began its review of Los Angeles bid today, where organizers touted a plan they said was low risk, required no new buildings, and placed a priority on innovation. Los Angeles hosted the Summer Games in 1932 and 1984. The Olympic Committee heads to Paris on Sunday.
Coming up on Eyewitness News at 11, questions about a new I-24, I-75 split project.
After the break, we'll explain how it could alleviate traffic and reduce the number of crashes.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
Relief is coming, though not soon enough for drivers who struggle with daily traffic issues at the I-75, I-24 split in Chattanooga.
We're learning it's part of TDOT's more than $2 billion three-year transportation improvement plan. Channel 3's Cameron Taylor has more on some of the changes scheduled.
We need some relief on that traffic.
Backed up traffic, complications getting to work.
They need to alleviate the traffic somehow.
These Tennessee Valley drivers all agree traffic is a big issue on the split. Their concerns will soon be addressed when TDOT starts a large construction project to include a flyover ramp design similar to the one on I-75 and Highway 153.
I think it will be good in the end, but I think, at first when people have to have that traffic change, I think that will make it a little bit complicated.
Heather Shepard is joined by more than 100,000 other drivers who travel through here each day. The timeline for when the project will be finished is unclear, but it is part of TDOT's Transportation Improvement Plan that starts next year and lasts until 2020.
It may work, it may not work, but how are they going to pay for it, and how really good is it going to do? Would a bypass be a better option?
Tony Walker from Cleveland questions if it'll help. Other drivers see the change as a chance to improve safety in this busy area.
It means not as much traffic, and it'd be safer because you have a lot of wrecks when you got a lot of traffic.
And that was Cameron Taylor reporting. If you're interested in how the flyover ramp would look, here's one that is in Memphis. We'll get to it here in a second on this video. TDOT officials say the ramp is a bridge that crosses over another road or railway. Stay with us. It's coming up. The flyover ramp, there it is, reduces heavy traffic congestion. That will give you an idea of what that would be like.
Road crews in Georgia are working fast. I-85 down there, the bridge is set to open Monday, a full month ahead of schedule. Remember, that bridge was closed March 30th when fire caused a section of the road to collapse. Well, crews have worked round the clock since then to remove debris and reconstruct 700 feet of the new overpass. Today, Governor Nathan Deal said because the weather cooperated and construction went so smoothly, the new interstate was constructed in a record 6 weeks and saved nearly $27 million. Officials say the last steps include final installation of street lights, concrete barriers, and cleanup in the next few days before they reopen that bridge to traffic before rush hour Monday.
A store that District Attorney Neil Pinkston considers a hotbed for criminal activity will temporarily reopen. Today, a judge approved an agreement between the West Side shop and the DA. A court order allows the owners limited access to the property under the condition they'll have to meet certain criteria and fix problems that don't meet city code. The agreement is for 30 days. The store owners say they hope to have that open soon.
Hopefully, I'm trying not to wait 30 days. There's some issues inside the building that need to be taken care of, and I will do that the next few days, and that's about it.
Public records show police have responded to the area more than 200 times in 2 years, more than any other business around. The district attorney also met with the property owner and has worked out an agreement to use part of the space as a police substation. You can read the full court order on our website, WRCBTV.com.
Tick season is supposed to be worse than usual this year. Experts say the reason: we had a mild winter. Many people are concerned about themselves and their pets. Ticks are known to carry illnesses like Lyme disease. Now the more serious Powassan virus. Dr. Randy Hammond at Northgate Animal Hospital says he's seeing tick season earlier than usual. He offers some advice on what to do when removing a tick.
The cases that our practice has diagnosed up to this point in pets are pets that have been in the Midwest or up in the Northeast and have come back to Tennessee.
If you find a tick on yourself, experts say aim tweezers as close to the skin as possible. Pull that tick out. Monitor the area for any rash that may form, or maybe you develop flu-like symptoms. If that happens, call the doctor. Remember, that tick is the carrier of disease, so medical professionals suggest saving the tick just so it can be tested if that's needed.
Well. Now we check in with Paul Barris. Yeah, we knew the mild winter might have some repercussions.
And tick season makes you think that hot weather is just around the corner. Nearly 80. It's hot to me already, Paul.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, in the 80s last couple of days. It looks like another warm day coming up for tomorrow. Then things start to cool down just a little bit. Some showers and storms coming up into Friday. Should be ending on Saturday. And Mama's Day right now looks really, really nice. I think you'll love it. Showers and storms are just blasting away in Indiana, through Illinois, Missouri, all the way into Kansas, Oklahoma, and all the way out to Colorado, too. Numerous reports of large hail, especially in parts of northern Texas, where they had baseball-sized hail today. There's no rain near us right now. 66 in Cleveland and in Dalton, 64 Athens, Dayton 68, right in the city at the airport. It's 75, 63 Fort Payne, and already 61 out near Murphy with the winds calm. 87 and 59, the high and the low, that's about 7 degrees or 10 degrees above normal. So that's really hot. 88 in Dalton, 89 in Chatsworth, 78 Fort Mountain, 86 in Calhoun. Varnell was 87. Tryon got up to 85 today. 80s all across the metro area, 88 in Cleveland. Even on the mountains, Lookout Mountain 81, Signal Mountain at about 83. And even in the Cumberland Plateau in the 80s. Squatchy Valley, Dunlap, and Pikeville hit 87, 86. In Jasper, Colmont hit 81, while 10 Mile was 87, so was Delano, and even Murphy at 84, Turtletown 82. Now we'll just see partly cloudy skies for tomorrow. All the rain's going to be off to the north, over north at Tennessee and pretty much into Kentucky. And by 7 o'clock Friday morning, could see a sprinkle or two, but the bulk of the rain is going to move in to the afternoon and through the evening, and this wave will shoot off towards the northeast, pull the rain with it. Clouds will start to dissipate in Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. We'll still have a northerly wind, and that's going to make Sunday just a beautiful day with that high pressure digging in. It makes the air sink. Right now we're thinking Friday night and into Saturday morning could see up to maybe about 3/4 of an inch, and some spots could even see more than an inch if you get under a pretty big thunderstorm. Tonight, 62 with clear skies and light winds. Tomorrow, 88, mostly sunny with a southwesterly breeze. Tomorrow night, 63 with just a few clouds and light winds. And the Channel 3 Storm Alert 7-day forecast coming up on Friday. An excellent chance for that rain with only 79. Now Saturday, some morning showers, then we'll see breaks in the clouds into the afternoon, but it's going to be cooler with that northerly wind, and 74. Mother's Day looks fantastic. 84, low humidity, lots of sun. And you go back to work Monday and even into Tuesday and Wednesday, some very fine weather, but very warm, back into the 80s. The humidity levels will be low to begin with, then they'll start rising. Look at that low on Wednesday morning, 65. That's getting a little sticky.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it felt a little humid this morning.
Yes, it did. You know, there's a little bit of haze in the sky, too.
Yeah,
that's it.
Welcome, summer.
Yeah,
Thanks, Paul. Paul Shaheen wants me to say boatload. So, up next in sports, a boatload of state tournament baseball.
Thank you for playing along. Sports is next.
Thank you.
Mic check 1 2 3 4 5. Uh-huh. 6 North Georgia high school baseball teams made the state quarterfinals. 5 were in action today. You know, you don't get to the quarterfinals without a murderer's row lineup or an ace on the mound, or heck, both. In 4A, Heritage seems to have both. And in Game 1 against Hardaway, they both came in the form of flamethrower Cole Wilcox. Cole rips one to left, an RBI single for a 3-2 Heritage lead. And on the bump, he was lights out per the norm. 3 hits, 10 Ks, a complete game, 7 innings, a 5-2 win in Game 1. So Game 2 follows shortly. Heritage a win away from their first ever semifinal appearance. Here we go. The Generals down 1, 3-1, but they're rallying. An RBI single from Joseph Hill. That will tie it at 3, and then comes the go-ahead run. It's Cole Wilcox. Who else? A solo shot. No, it does not leave, but it's an RBI ground rule double. Heritage wouldn't give the lead back. 6-3 your final. Get the Gatorade shower ready. The Generals are semifinal bound for the first time in school history.
This has been the first for us, and you know, that was the message all week. Was, you know, last year we made it to the elite 8 last year, and the big thing is we just didn't want to be satisfied. Just didn't want to be satisfied, and that was the whole message: was don't be satisfied. You know. I should have known when you start backing up.
Yeah, we saw it. Weren't going to tell you though. Only one other North Georgia team had home field advantage, and that was Gordon Lee. The Trojans are the top seed in the 1A bracket, hosting Irwin County, and they wasted little time. The Trojans, the top one, that's Noah Peterson, a moonshot to left, 2-run dinger, 2-0, and a couple pitches into the game. This is all happening and happening fast. Very next batter, bang. Same result. Gordon Lee goes back-to-back with the home runs. That time it was Dylan Mangini, and they kept on scoring. 11-0 in Game 1 and 7-4 in Game 2. Gordon Lee moves on. A few more to hit quickly in 3A. Cahola Creek picks up the sweep. The Colts beat Redden 2-1 and 9-8. They now move on to the 3A semifinals. Also in 3A, Calhoun and Lovett. They split on the day. The all-decisive Game 3 is tomorrow. And finally, in 6A, Dalton and Pope split their doubleheader as well today on the road. They will play the winner moves on Game 3 tomorrow as well. As for Ringgold, they did not play today. They open up play at home with North Hall tomorrow in the 3A quarterfinals at home, a 5 p.m. start. Downtown now, the Lady Mocs were hosting the Southern Conference softball tournament. UTC had a tough draw, the 7th seed facing Furman, the 2 seed, but the Lady Mocs went off in the 3rd inning. This is the best of it. Jesse Lynn Stockard unloading, train hunting, clearing the fence by a lot. It's a 2-run blast, all part of a 5-run inning for UTC, and that was enough for the win. 5-4, the Lady Mocs upset Furman, moving on to round 2 in the winner's bracket against ETSU tomorrow at 3. A fight involving 2 Tennessee Titans players outside a bar over an argument with a fan about the NFL draft. Headlines that make you shake your head. That's the story according to a lawsuit filed by Dante Satterfield in Nashville, who claims Titans wideout Tajay Sharp and offensive lineman Sebastian Tretola beat him unconscious after an NFL draft conversation got heated. The convo then went into the streets in the alley of a popular bar called the Tin Roof. Now, the Titans' first-round draft pick was Corey Davis. This is what the argument was about. Satterfield arguing that Davis would take playing time away from Tajay Sharp. Now, Sharp's agent tells Fox in Nashville that everything is false. Some soccer to get to now. Chattanooga FC opened the first round of U.S. Open Cup play today at Charlotte. It was scoreless into the 60th minute, but Charlotte scored 2 late goals, winning it 2-0. CFC opens the regular season at New Orleans this Saturday. Their home opener is May 30th, and I don't believe we have time for it, but the Atlanta Braves lost again today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving us
I got
the
you.
news
Hey,
here.
the Lookouts are tied in extra innings right now at the Biscuits, 2-2.
There's still hope.
There is.
All Bears
For
have
someone.
7 day we'll get back.
It's going to be another warm day, partly sunny skies, starting off in the 60s, getting into probably the upper 80s before a day is done for tomorrow. Lots of sunshine. And 79 with showers and thunderstorms Friday. Showers will be ending Saturday morning. Mother's Day looks wonderful. Sunday and Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday warm up again.
Good stuff, all things. Is the face palm still a thing? SMH, that's still a thing, right?
That is still
all
a thing.
That applies to this. At a cycling race today in Italy, a racer who was in the lead lost after he celebrated his victory a lap too early.
Oh, this just hurts. It happened at the end of the 5th stage of a cross-Italy cycling race. The Slovenia rider thought it was over as he passed the line in front, even though the bell rang, signaling the final lap. At the end of the straightaway, he realized his mistake. He'd already been passed. He ended up finishing 148.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Well, we can celebrate for the guy who didn't mess
the
up.
momentum of the pack.
Yeah. The peloton.
That's it. That's the word I was looking
There
for.
you go.
Tour de France. Lingo just comes right up sometimes.
Have a good night.
Mic check 1 2 3 4 5.